warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm from class 3A. I wanted to present this one right now. So guys, my presentation about consecutive interpreting. Before that, I wanted to explain what is consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreting is a method of oral interpretation in which the interpreter listening to the speaker complete one more sentence or even a longer speech before pausing, then translate the information into target language. So guys, here I take 5 definition of consecutive interpreting from 5 journals. In Article 1, there is the discussion of oral interpreting strategies, specifically on comparison between consecutive interpreting and simulation interpreting. In Journal 2, there is a discussion of how oral interpreters handle proper names in simultaneous and consecutive modes. Journal 3, there is a discussion of the consecutive interpreting strategy used in the bilateral meeting for President Joko Widodo and Barack Obama. In Journal 4, discussion research challenging the traditional claim that consecutive interpreting is always more accurate. Journal 5 discuss the experience of Indonesian interpreter in dealing with that drastic change due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This research focus. Oral interpreting strategies are the main topic of this study. The research compares consecutive interpreting (OCI) or consecutive interpreting and simulation interpreting or SE, and then theoretical frameworks, especially if word models, are used to explain the process, and then this study highlight how interpreter manage information and the cognitive load they face. Main findings: SI is not always more accurate than SI is often assumed, and the accuracy depends on the type of the text, and this text and this completely interpreter is working memory capacity also influence the quality. In this in the mind in consecutive interpreting mode, in the printer has to rely on notes and memory to relay back the rest of mentioned condensation or even distortion is high, while it simulation interpreter directly conveys in real time. Although it might be less elegant, the main content can still be conveyed more consistently because there is not long pause. Training importance. Four is the training importance, like both consecutive interpreting and simulation interpreting need intensive training for better performance. And then interpreter must be flexible in eject strategies, and then training prepares interpreters to adapt to different communicate needs, and then with the proper training interpreter must try to handle the minutes of each interpreter modes. Other studies mention uh, other studies mention research on the use of proper names in oral interpreting. The mean like proper names such as name of people, place, institutions, or product often come up interpreting activities, although there can be a big challenge. And then the interpreter has to decide whether to transfer directly, adapt, or even replace with a description so that an audience still understands. And number two, a case study of consecutive interpreting during the Jokowi-Obama electoral meeting. On the point is a word on interpreted text interpreting from Joko Widodo and Barack Obama. And the last, the studies give a real example of interpreting parties and how strategies are applied in actual events. On this sentence, it happens that the research or interpreting is not only theoretical but also empirical. That is, the research do not simply discuss concepts or strategies in textbooks, but rather analyze actual practice that occur in multilingual communication situation as international conference, diplomatic meetings, or court hearings. And key feature success. Training support is crucial for interpreter development. Technical standard must be improved to better quality, and health and well-being awareness should be priorities. And then these factors are the foundation for successful RSYI implementation in future. Conclusion. Both consecutive interpreting and simulation interpreting have strength and challenge. Accuracy it depends of the interpreter's skill and context. RSI is because